In this episode, the discussion will center on historical background and the 5 E's or the 5 pillars of traffic management. While on the second episode, which is the most vital one, the discussions will be relative to the provisions of Republic Act 4136, or better known as the Land Transportation Code of the Philippines. So traffic management and accident investigation is one of the subjects under the major area, which is CDI, or Crime Detection and Investigation. Remember, cadets, that there are 6 major areas in the criminology licensure examination, and CDI shares 15% in the total result of the licensure examination. So it is very important that you have to learn, you have to know the information or the topics in this subject, because who knows, in taking the board examination, one of the questions may be related to one of the topics under traffic management and accident investigation. Let us start with the definition of traffic. So traffic refers to the movement of persons, goods, or vehicles, either powered by combustion system or animal-drawn vehicle, from one place to another for the purpose of safe travel. The word traffic originates from Greco-Roman word traffico, with reference to the movement of people. The Greek originally called the system trafriga after the early horse-drawn chariots with spoke wheels. So basically, ang traffic or ang word na traffic refers to the movement of anything. It could be persons, goods, or pwede po vehicles which is either powered by combustion or pwede po og animal drawn. So ang word nga traffic gikan sa Greco-Roman nga ginatawag og traffico, with reference to the movement of people. The following are ancient modes of transportation. One is manpower, second is animal power, and the third one is wind power. So manpower, early humans used carrying pole, sled, backload, and timeline. Actually, as of now, manpower as a mode of transportation is still utilized, especially those individuals who come from far-flung areas. Katong nasa bukid, some of them used backload and timeline. Ang backload and timeline, muna katong in Cebuano term katong bukag. Okay? Bukag. Nga imong gibutang sa imong luyo, tapos there is a timeline, PC or a rope, nga gibutang diri sa forehead para mo balance sa backload. So katong mga tao nga gikan sa bukid, like carrying some loads like root crops or any fruits that are obtained from their harvest, ilang gibutang sa backload and timeline. So ginagamit na Japon ang manpower karon, or na Japon ang manpower karon in carrying or as one of the modes of transportation. The same way as animal power, the use of animals such as dogs, donkeys, reindeers, etc. In the Philippines, it is very common that those persons who are from far-flung areas usually transport their raw materials or their products. Pwede atong using or utilizing some or various type of animals, like pwede og baka, cattle, pwede po og karabaw ang gamiton para pag-transfer sa ilang goods gikan sa bukid patulong sa ubos. Wind power is the third ancient mode of transportation. The invention of boats, ships which are powered by wind. Now let us acquaint ourselves with the history of our roads and vehicles. Wheel was invented probably in Western Asia, one of man's great inventions. On the other hand, the Romans were the major road builders in the ancient world. Roman road networks reached a total of about 50,000 miles to 80,000 kilometers. Canals, on the other hand, is a body of water used to be a channel of sea transportation. The first canal was constructed by engineer James Brindley. On the other side, railways are channel of transportation wherein a parallel line of irons were used as roads. The first railroad is the Stockton and Darlington line in 1925. Now let us go now to the historical background of the development of traffic signs. We have personalities like J.P. Knight and Mr. Ware. So these two individuals were the ones who first invented the traffic lights. So ang nakalahi sa ilang contribution is that J.P. Knight established or installed his traffic lights outside the British Houses of Parliament in London in 1868. Tapos ang iyang traffic lights consist of two colors only, the red and the green. But the red and the green colors were emitted from the gas lamps. And these traffic lights were used during nighttime only. Unfortunately, the traffic lights installed or made by J.P. Knight exploded in 1869 during a policeman or the operator of the traffic lights. And kay Lister Wire is different from the contribution of J.P. Knight because ang kay J.P. Knight was through gas lamps while ang kay Lister Wire was utilized or was using an electric or electricity. The same lang Japon ang colors in the traffic light installed by Lister Wire. And these were red and green. We also have the Americans. The modern electric traffic lights is an American invention. So this is one of the important notes that you have to remember, that our traffic lights that we can see today in our society were actually made by the Americans themselves. The first traffic signal system only comprised of the colors which were red, green, and there is accompaniment of a buzzer. So those are the historical background of traffic management. So we will go now on the major causes of traffic congestion. The first one is physical inadequacy. Second is poor control measures. Third is human errors. The fourth one is poor maintenance. As the physical inadequacy, we have the lack of roads, bridges, traffic facilities. So sa punis makaingon sa traffic congestion because nowadays there are an increasing number of vehicles, not just in Dumaguete City, but also in some chartered cities in Luzon, in some Visayas region, and in Mindanao. So kulang og roads or kung kulang og bridges or kulang og facilities is something that could create traffic congestion. Aside from physical inadequacy, we have poor control measures like ineffective mechanical control devices, ineffective and inefficient traffic officers, poor implementation of traffic laws. So we have Republic Act 4136 or the Land Transportation Code, which regulates the flow of traffic. Aside from Republic Act 4136, we also have like in Dumaguete City, we have the city ordinance that regulates the traffic within the city. Pero ang problema sometimes there are poor control measures being exhibited not just on the mechanical side but also on the manpower side. So sometimes dili maayo kayo or dili instricto kayo ang pag-implement sa traffic laws sa syudad. Like say for example, in a no parking sign, bisag na nakabutang nga no parking sign, especially kanang sa market, building 1, 2, and 3. Naara dyapoy mo parking in front pagyud sa parking sign. And yet, seeing that there are vehicles having in parking position in front of a no parking sign, yet there are a lot of officers who just try to be, neglect or who just stay away from the situation and never issue any, penalty. So talagsaon lang kayo itong mapiniltihan, especially kung 4 wheels. Pero kung motorcycle gani, may problema. Kung motorcycles, dali kayo maka-issue o ticket. Aside from physical inadequacy and poor control measures, we also have human errors. Poor driving habits, pedestrian mistakes, poor planning, poor legislation, biorhythm. Nga namang naapil ang biorhythm. Because in biorhythm, when we say biorhythm, it is determining the physical law or the physical high of a person. So kung ang tao physically low siya, there's a big possibility that that physical situation of the person could be something that could hinder his wise judgment. Pero kung physically high siya, like emotionally or intellectually high, mas dali siya makahatag og judgment while driving. There are also individuals who have poor driving habits. Walay lisensya, kulag seminar, walay road courtesy in driving. O sanas makaingon sa traffic congestion. We also have poor maintenance, like unrepaired and cracks on road, pavement, damaged lights, inappropriate budget o kulang-kulang nga budget para sa maintenance sa kalsada nga mo makaingon nga mag-traffic. Especially in the city limit, nga ilig-on kayo og baha. If there is rain or floods that come from the upper portion of the city limit, usually it created traffic congestion in that area. Now let's go now to the pillars of traffic, or we call this one as the 5 E's of traffic. 5 E's in a sense that kaning mga pillars of traffic starts with letter E. We have the first one is traffic engineering, second one is traffic education, the third is traffic enforcement, the fourth one is traffic ecology or traffic environment, and the last one is traffic economy. So atong binagsaon ug tuon kung unsa ning engineering, kung unsa ning education, kung unsa ning enforcement, kung unsa ning ecology, ug kung unsa ning economy. And we will also determine the different agencies that are involved in each pillar of traffic management. So let's start with traffic engineering. So traffic engineering is defined as the science of measuring traffic and travel, the study of basic laws relative to the traffic law, and generation, the application of this knowledge to the professional practice of planning, deciding, and operating traffic system to achieve safe and efficient transportation of persons and goods. So basically, ang traffic engineering involves about the study of different laws relative to traffic and travel, then apply these different laws or these studies into planning, deciding, and in the operation of traffic system. So mao ni mga agencies nga involved or under sa traffic engineering. Kanilang upat. Una, ang Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH. Ang responsibility sa DPWH is on the determination of traffic flows, draw, origin, and destination, as well as in charge with planning and approving funds for construction of national roads and the maintenance and repair of roads. So basically, take note ang ilang usually nga scope or jurisdiction is on national road lang. Okay? Ang roads nga under sa province shall be under the jurisdiction of the provincial government. So, any provincial roads under na siya sa Kapitolyo or provincial government. On the other hand, ang municipal government is also has the responsibility on the network of streets and roads within different barangays. Kaning mga barangays, katura pong nasakop sa munisipyo. Chartered cities, on the other hand, are limited to the network of streets and roads within the city jurisdiction. Next, aside from traffic engineering, we have traffic education. So when we say education, that means the giving of training and practice in the actual application of traffic safety and knowledge. So we also have agencies under traffic education. These are the agencies which will cascade information related to traffic management or traffic education. So we have the schools, which has the responsibility of imparting knowledge concerning traffic safety, road courtesy, and traffic behaviors. So ang mga eskwelahan, it could be elementary, tertiary, secondary, or even technical or vocational courses should involve topics relative to traffic management. Next, we also have Public Information Office or PIO that is in charge with the dissemination of traffic information using or utilizing newspapers, social media, it could be television, it could also be radio. And citizen support groups, this composed of non-government organizations that can help in developing citizens the sense of responsibility and awareness on traffic. Like, pwede katong mga fraternity or katong mga sorority ng mga organizations or mga brotherhood ng organizations or any non-government organizations that could also help spread or disseminate the information as to traffic management or the sense of responsibility in traffic. Next is traffic enforcement. Traffic enforcement is the action taken by the police such as arresting, issuing traffic citation ticket, and providing warning to the erring driver for the purpose of deterring and discouraging and or preventing such violation. In addition, guys, ang traffic enforcement does not only lies within the shoulders of the policemen. There are agencies that also involved in traffic enforcement aside from the Philippine National Police. In the same way, dili lang pod ang drivers mo'y pwede nga ma-penalize in traffic management. Pwede pod ang mga pedestrians. Like say for example, on the case of jaywalking. So kung dili allowed ang jaywalking, tapos mag-jaywalking ka on a specific location, pwede po ma-penalize ang pedestrian. So maunay agencies under traffic enforcement. Ang gauna is the Land Transportation Office or the LTO, which is responsible for the registration of vehicles, driver's licensing, and coordination with the Philippine National Police as to stolen vehicles. By the way, guys, ang registration of vehicles, processing of driver's license, o ang coordination with the PNP as to stolen vehicles, we will discuss more on these topics in the second episode. On the other hand, other agencies are the legislative bodies, which are responsible in the passing or the amendment of laws. This includes the Senate, the Congress, and the city or municipal councils. The third one is police traffic. Police traffic enforcement. This includes the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, the Philippine National Police Traffic Management Group. We also have police auxiliaries and the LTO flying squad. So, kaning mga agencies are responsible for the enforcement of the provisions of our traffic laws. The fourth one is traffic environment. So, ang traffic environment deals with the study of potentially disastrous population explosion, changes in urban environment due to the scale and density of new urban concentration and new activities carried out, the air pollution, water pollution, and crowding, transport congestion which results therein. So, kung magkadaghan ang population, dako kayo ang possibility on having traffic congestion. Also, the more na nagkadaghan ang salakyanan, the number of vehicles on a particular city or particular municipality will be the basis in the determination or in the dilemma such as air pollution and water pollution. So kung magkadagan ang vehicles, posible po nga magkadagan ang probability sa ato ang pollution o magkadagan ang adverse effects to our environment. Some of the environmental effects of transportation system are the following. Ang noise pollution, especially katong mga motorcycle nga ilang gi-modify ang ilang muffler nga perte kakusog kaayo ang tingog nga sakit kayo sa dalungan. Vibration, especially to those houses located nearby the roadways. So kung mga dagkong truck, 10-wheelers ang wagi, usually mo vibrate ang building or ang balay doon sa highway. We also have air pollution, dirt, congestions, changes in the amount of light. So if you will go to Manila, the moment you will disembark from the plane, you can actually see the difference between the amount of light in Manila and the amount of light when you disembark on a plane in Dumaguete City. Kung ato nimo ka sa Manila, pag naog nimo, makita nimo nga murag sige gasali along. Why? Because of pollution and the loss of privacy and other environmental effects. As to the last pillar, we have the traffic economy. It deals with the benefits and adverse effects of traffic to our economy. Some major effects are increase in oil prices, rising prices of commodities, reduced individual productivity due to traffic congestion. Remember that there is a specific amount that is lost in Manila. This is applicable to Manila. Dako kayong amount ang mapilde sa mga businessmen because of traffic congestion. Also because of traffic congestion, some products are not delivered on time. And because of the increase of vehicles, sometimes in accordance with the basic law on economics, kung taas ang demand tungkol sa kadagan sa vehicle, kunya nubo ang atong supply sa oil, ang mahitabo is dako or mahal kayo ang ato nga gasolina. So kung mahal ang gasolina, mas mumahal po ang mga commodities. Kaya ang gasolina or ang diesel may kalagmitang ginagamit in transporting goods from one place to another. So kung mahal ang gasolina, there's a big possibility na mahal po ang ato nga mga panalitin. So that is one of the effects, major economic effects of transportation. The last topic in this episode involves about the traffic laws in the Philippines. So these are the traffic. Actually, there are many traffic laws in the Philippines, but I only listed a few because these traffic laws have the greater probability that will come out in the licensure examination. So, i-acquaint ninyo ang inyong kaugalingon anay mga nagkalailahi ng mga balaod sa traffic. So, dapat daghan, pero kanilang ang dapat ninyo nga i-memorize or i-acquaint para at least in taking the board examination, kung mugawas na you can answer the question. So, we have the leading traffic law, which is Republic Act 4136, the Land Transportation Code of the Philippines. We also have Republic Act 6539, the Anti-Carnapping Act, the Republic Act 8749, the Clean Air Act, Republic Act 7924, which created the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, the Presidential Decree 612, requiring insurance or compulsory insurance for all types of vehicles. So katong magparehistro or mag-renew sa registration, kinahanglan nga na ay insurance as mandated by PD 612. And the last one is Presidential Decree 1686, imposing tax on vehicles having air condition. So katong may air condition ng mga vehicles, nato sila additional nga mga tax. If you have questions relative to the discussions I made in this episode, you can post your questions in the comment section of this video, and by the moment I check on your comments or your questions in the comment section, I will provide you with unequivocal answers. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will also learn the topics under episode 2. Thank you so much, and God bless.